Yale professor and happiness expert Laurie Santos, that's fun, turns her attention to fun in the new season of her popular podcast. It's called The Happiness Lab, which has more than 35 million downloads. Takes a look at what really makes people happy. Season 3 begins this week, and 2 of the episodes focus on the importance of fun in what she calls a funtervention for herself. I like this word. Laurie Santos joins us now to discuss. Hey, Laurie Santos, we were just talking to Ethan Hawke, who told us during the break he's in an undisclosed location, but he said as soon as he gets done here, he's going to go tubing, and he's going to go biking, and he's hanging out with his kids. I'm thinking he knows how to do this right. So when you say funtervention, do some people not know how to have fun?
Well, I think like a lot of adults don't know how to have fun, right? We prioritize work, so much that we get exhausted. And then when we finally get some free time, we're so burnt out that we just like plop down and watch, Netflix or something. And that's enjoyable. It might be relaxing, but it's not fun. Like, time's flying by, you're energized, feeling connected. Like, that's what's fun. And so many of us just aren't getting enough of that in our lives.
Well, and during the pandemic, it's been awfully easy to be in kind of a fun slump. What do you do to get out of it?
Yeah, well, part of it is to really actually take some time to look at fun and what's fun in your life. I was inspired to do this by the journalist Catherine Price, who has this fantastic book called The Power of Fun. I talked to her for my podcast, and she suggests taking a fun audit where you kind of go back and say, okay, what are the times in my life that I was most having fun? Singing in the car with my kids, or having this fun verbal spat with my spouse or something. What are the parts where you really enjoy it, and how can you build more of that into your life?
I understand one of the things you tried in a fun intervention in your life was surfing. How'd that go?
Yeah, well, what I realized one of the reasons I wasn't having fun was that I'm not good at doing new things or things I was going to be bad at. So I picked something that I knew as a, out of shape 40-year-old woman I might be bad at, which was surfing. And I, took a surf lesson with one of my good college friends in Rhode Island. And it was incredibly fun. I mean, you see from the pictures, it doesn't necessarily look like we're Point Break or anything, but we're smiling the whole time. In fact, I did this yesterday. I'm pretty sore today, but what's most sore is my face from smiling and laughing so much.
What do you say to people, especially adults, who say, oh, you're acting like a child, that's childish? And I look at those people and go, is that wrong?
Yeah, I mean, it is childish, but the thing is that what we know from fun is that fun can be so important for our well-being.
Yes.
Playfulness can boost your immune function. Playfulness can boost your mood. It can protect your mental health. It can lead to less burnout over time. It's one of the easiest interventions we have for building up our mental health, but we just don't realize how powerful it is.
You say it requires self-compassion. What do you mean?
Well, take surfing, for example. I think, there's so many things we could try as an adult that might be really fun, but we kind of think oh, I should know how to do that, or it's too childish, or it's too foolish. I think we need some self-compassion to just be nice to ourselves, to try to be a beginner again. Kids are having fun all the time, and it's often because they're totally doing new stuff. We stop doing that as an adult.
And
so with a little self-compassion, a little less judgment, we might be better off.
I like that. A little more compassion, a little less judgment. You're writing a song here live on air. If people were asking their boss for that time off to have a little fun, would you advise that they use the word funtervention?
Yeah. and say, Laurie Santos said, yeah.
Yeah, I think you just remind your boss that, this is the kind of thing that can lead to less burnout. And then we should also remember that fun can happen. You don't have to go surfing every day to have fun. You can build it in small increments. Thinking about the things that make your day happy, the things that you really kind of enjoy that make you playful, build more of those things in.
I always say, Laurie, you cannot be unhappy if you're skipping, if you're singing, or if you're swinging on a swing, where you're just kicking your legs up and going wee. I defy anybody to do that and not say that was fun.
I agree. And, I think singing is another big one. Another one of my funterventions is, singing karaoke sing-alongs are always.
Do not leave singing to the professionals.
Yep. Singing, even if you're a bad singer, is fun. Thank you, Laurie Santos. Always good to see you. The Happiness Lab is available wherever you listen to your podcast. You're watching CBS This Morning. We always appreciate that. We'll be right back.